Yo, good afternoon, everyone. This is Reyes Ramirez with Fresh Arts, and this is the Resource Roundup with me, Reyes. Today, there's not going to be a lot of bells and whistles. There's just a lot of deadlines, so we're just going to go through them. But again, today, if you haven't been here before, this is the Resource Roundup where I go through different deadlines for different opportunities, and they all range from different fields and expertises. So if you're looking for an opportunity, if you're looking for a job, if you're looking for grants, if you're looking for residencies, you come to the right place. And so this is one way in which we, Fresh Arts, and just again, if you've never been here before, if you don't know who Fresh Arts is, we are a nonprofit arts organization primarily based out of Houston, Texas. And we do a number of things, but one of the main things that we do is we provide resources to artists. And though we're primarily based in Houston, it is through these online channels that we are able to go beyond that. And so a lot of the opportunities today are national, regional. So if you're not in Houston, you can still benefit from this. So stay tuned. And I'm going to go through each opportunity page by page, which can be found on the Artist Opportunity Board on fresharts.org. And so this is one way we're presenting this information. Here I usually tend to give tips or special considerations or context. Go to the Artist Opportunity Board for many more opportunities. This is kind of what's coming up in terms of deadlines. And then another way we present this information is through our Artist Resource newsletter, which will go out today at 4 p.m. If you haven't signed up for that, get signed up. That way, every first and third Thursday of the month, you're going to get these opportunities and others straight to your inbox. So be sure to sign up for that. But the first thing I want to go through today is I want to show you guys the podcast that we've been working on and we've been releasing over the last month or so. And today is actually the final installment of that podcast for a minute. Here's the season 2. But so to access that, it's right there in the comments put in by my colleague, Angela Carranza, right there. And so today is actually a really special episode in regards to the context of today. And the podcast tries to answer a question each episode with 2 guests of artists who from Houston or worked with Houston. And today we have a special episode where the question is, should I or shouldn't I spend time and funds in applying for opportunities? And I think we thought it was a very pertinent question because, again, there's so many opportunities out there. Which ones are worth your time? Which ones are worth your funds? Because it does take time. It takes time and expertise and experience to build upon to apply to these opportunities and get them. And so there are times where you do get the opportunity the first time you ever apply, and some not so much, and that's totally okay. And so I'll just show you very quickly the podcast page. And where is that? Here it is. So here is what the podcast page on Buzzsprout looks like. You can listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, all these other good stuff. So if you have it, we got it for you. And so here's where you can watch the different episodes. And today is, again, should I or should I invest time and funds in applying for opportunities? But other past episodes have included should I or should I start a nonprofit with Marlena Doyle and Outspoken Bean. Should or shouldn't I seek to be represented by a professional with John V. Folmsby and Francis Almandarez. Episode 3, should or shouldn't I get an MFA with Deborah Deep-Mouton and Grace Zuniga. Episode 2 is should I or shouldn't I move to another city for its art scene with Ashley De Hoyos and Gonzo 247. And finally, episode 1, which is should I or shouldn't I go full-time with my art career with Isis Fernandez Rojas and Justin Garcia. So again, if you haven't checked these out, please do so. We worked really hard on this, and I think it's a really, really great starter primer for a lot of these questions. And so please check it out. Please listen, give it a download, and let us know. We love feedback. We love hearing from the community what they think of our programs. So definitely let us know what you think. And so going into deadlines and opportunities, we're going to go straight to that right now. So I'm going to share my screen. I'll go through it through page by page, and then I'll let you give you some insight and some context for each opportunity. So, bam. All right. So the Idea Fund round 14, they actually extended their deadline to tomorrow. So tomorrow at noon, keep in mind, not 12 a.m. and at night. It's at 12 p.m. noon. And so if you were working on this, you didn't get time to finish, or you saw it and you're like, I don't have enough time. Well, this is your calling. This is your sign. So definitely apply to this. I've gotten it before, and it's super fun. It's super cool. You kind of just get these funds to spend on the project you pitched. And the team over there that you work with are super helpful. And so you get $5,000. It's free to apply. The application, I will tell you, is relatively simple. There's a lot of questions, but they're all relatively easy to answer if you're really dedicated to your project. So definitely check this one out. That is due tomorrow at noon. And it is for essentially any discipline. And another key thing is that it's not just limited to Houston, it's to the surrounding counties as well. So Galveston, if you're watching from Galveston, if you're watching from Montgomery, if you're watching from, I think Waller, all those good counties surrounding Harris, you're eligible for this as well. Up next, we have Seismic Job Fair. Seismic is going to be a new experiential museum, going to be in Houston's West Side. It's going to open in mid-December, and they're looking to fill 50 positions at a job fair, taking place in its new 40,000 square foot state-of-the-art home on Highway 6. They're looking to fill people for positions, rather, with people for guides, gift shop ticketing, exhibition departments, all that good stuff. They have full-time and part-time positions available, $15 per hourly wage, health insurance for full-time employees, all that good stuff. So if you're looking for a job, it is this Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. You can call the number. And again, if you decide to go, remember to print out your resume. And so just bring that with you. So definitely, if you're looking for a job, hopefully this gives you a lead. And if you need one, I hope you get it. That is due this Saturday. That is rather occurring this Saturday at 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Up next, we have Houston Diversity Fest by Unicef. So this is a festival that Unicef puts on. I believe it's the first time they've done it in Houston. But either way, this opportunity is due Saturday at 9 a.m. And the cool thing about this is that this is, I believe, you're applying and you're presenting an idea. But the cool thing is that you don't have to do it immediately. They're actually going to give you time to work on it with funds and with a team, I believe. Right. And so this, I believe, is a festival that's going to be happening in Houston, I believe. I don't know. Sorry, I'll have to get back to you on that. But it's free to apply, and it is for crafting, dance, literary arts, music, and visual arts. So if you have any questions, you can email this email. Up next, we have the 2021 Forge Fellowship. This is more on the skill building side. And so what this does is that it provides you with another angle of how to continue your craft, and it gives you kind of context and skills to build upon. And so Again, it's structures and systems for naming, pursuing, reflecting on your personal creative goals. You get salons with makers and experts, and then you get 12 months of hands-on guidance and feedback from the people who founded this opportunity, and it's entirely online, and you can do it from anywhere in the world. The only thing that's mandatory is you have to do certain aspects of the program. There's no fee, and again, you can do it from anywhere in the world, so give it a shot, give it a try. Up next, we have the City of Houston's Musicians and Music Venues Economic Relief Program. This was, I believe, launched this month, and again, it's ending on November 25th at 5 p.m. So for musicians, you get $5,000 if you get it. For music venues with an operating budget up to $2 million, you get $50,000, and for music venues with an operating budget over $2 million, you get $100,000. So these are not processed on a first come first served basis. I think they put that in there because usually other opportunities from the City of Houston have been kind of first come first served basis, but this time they're probably going to look at more substantial kind of paperwork, or they're going to probably look at something else. And so definitely apply this if you need it. I hope you get it. And this is through Mid-America Arts Alliance and the City of Houston. So that is due next Wednesday. Up next, we have the Woodlands Waterway Arts Festival. They're looking for artists to set up booths for their festival. And so apply if you have things to sell. I've heard this actually has a lot of good turnout and that people buy a lot here. That's what I've been told. But again, if you get in, I heard it's really good access to kind of a community in the Woodlands. And so this is mainly for visual artists, and you have all the categories here. They're very, very detailed on, who they want and what they're accepting. So if you fit this, do it. And so this is for crafting arts and visual arts. And so if this is your bag, if art markets are your bag, this is another good one. That is due November 28th. Up next, we have a really interesting one. This is due November 29th, but it is the Texas Cultural Trust request for qualifications. They're looking for original artwork for the Texas Medal of Arts. So you're not going to win the Medal of Arts, but you're going to be able to design it, which I think is interesting. I don't think I've at least never designed a medal. So this is due Sunday, November 29th. And so the stipend is set at $5,000. And again, you get to design an honor. Essentially, you get to design something that will be given as a prestigious prize. So I think that's pretty cool. For $5,000, why not? And so definitely apply to this if you are into crafting or metalwork or visual arts. And again, this is due Sunday, November 29th. There is no fee. Up next, we have the Boss Babes Austin, Texas, the Creative Future of Texas Fund. This is a cool one. This is for a number of artists, but this is essentially a $1,000 Creative Futures grant, as well as membership to Boss Babes Austin, Texas. They're a really cool group. They do a lot of great professional development, networking. So even if you don't get this, and even if you're not, applying to this, you should still at least check them out. They do a lot of cool events. And so this is due November 30th. And again, if you identify as a woman or within the LGBTQ spectrum, creative, entrepreneur, small business owner, and you're based in Central Texas, you can get the $1,000. Up next, we have the Holocaust Museum Houston, the Bonu Center's Latino initiatives call for Latinx artists. And so this is pretty straightforward. It's in the name. The Holocaust Museum is looking for art from Latinx identifying artists in Houston. And so I believe this is again mainly crafting arts and visual arts. And they do have awards first place to third place, which is a pretty good chunk of change. I don't believe there's a fee to apply. So there's really, only time is what you lose with this one. That is due November 30th. Up next, we have the Foundation for Contemporary Arts Emergency Grants COVID-19 Fund. This is an interesting one in so much as that it has some interesting kind of guidelines and eligibility requirements. The main thing is that its relief will be provided to artists who can demonstrate that they have lost income from performance or exhibition opportunity that has been canceled or postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So if you're sitting on an opportunity or an event or performance that has been postponed indefinitely, check this out. Or if, again, if you had an event that was canceled recently, definitely check this one out. This is a one-time $2,000 grant. And so this fee, there's no fee, and it is open to any number of discipline categories. I think the only thing is that if it's experimental, and if you don't know how to define that, they have some resources to guide you with how they define that. And it's focused on supporting choreographers, composers, playwrights, directors, visual artists, and poets. So that is due December 1st. Up next, we have the Mesa Refuge Residency. This is for writers, filmmakers, audio journalists, and other creatives. And so this is an interesting one in that I believe you go to this refuge and then you just get to work on, your stuff. And I think they have communal kind of aspects to it. It houses 3 writers at a time, 3 artists at a time. It's Point Reyes. And there is no daily fee. Once you're in, you're in. You just have to find a way to get there. And so they provide some meals and supplies. That is due December 1st. Up next, we have Texas Women for the Arts grants. This is for Texas Women for the Arts, and this is their annual grant cycle. And so this is due December 1st. The main thing that you have to consider is that applicants must have a 501c3 designation, with the following exceptions: religious organizations and city, county, state historical agencies. And so your application must be sponsored by a current TWA member. And so this is something to consider, to look for. If it's something that's within your purview that you can get, then go for it. If you need that 501c3 designation, we happen to have a fiscal sponsorship program. It's too late to kind of work with us, but again, that's another reason why to look into that program as soon as you can and apply as soon as you can for opportunities like this. So definitely check our website out for fiscal sponsorship opportunities, but also again, whenever you apply for things, you do want to see if you need a 501c3 designation. Up next, we have Sawyer Yard's call for sculptures. Sawyer Yards, where Fresh Arts' office is located, and they have that art alley with all the beautiful murals, but they're looking for they're looking for sculptures for different varying dimensions. And so it's $1,000. The sculptures will be on view for 8 months. Again, it's very accessible. It's very beautiful, so definitely check that out. It is due December 4th. So we're gonna keep barreling along. There's just so many deadlines coming up, y'all. So I just want to get this to you. Austin Batcave, they're looking for an executive director. This is based out of Austin, Texas. And so if you're looking for kind of that high level position, here it is. It's kind of like if you know Writers in the Schools, for example, this is kind of like Writers in the School. I think they're even in the WITS Alliance. So if you're looking for Writers in the Schools, like organization to work with, well, here's a chance to lead one. So that is due December 4th. Up next, we have Pasadena's Economic Development Center, I believe. Their EDC. They're looking for muralists. And the budget for each individual mural is not to exceed $10,000. And again, this is a request for qualifications. So if you do get selected to move on to a short list, you'll be then given $350 to design a concept. So if you have experience with this, or if you're trying to get into it, I think this is a really cool opportunity. This is Pasadena, Texas, by the way. So that is due December 4th. And then up next, we have Texas Folklife's Apprenticeship Program. So I know this is due December 11th, which, it's not too far away, but it's also not that close. But the thing is that this is a really interesting opportunity, and that this will grant $3,000 to someone to mentor someone in artistic traditions. So here it defines where the folk and traditional arts, how they define that. But some things I've seen are like traditional dancing, storytelling, maybe some types of sculpture. And so, again, this is $2,500 to $3,000 to cover mentor fees, supplies and materials, and travel. So, if you're working with someone, if you're mentoring someone, take advantage of this opportunity. So that is due Friday, December 11th. And finally, we have a really interesting one. It's the Red Bull Arts Micro Grant Program. It is primarily based out of Detroit, but they've taken it nationally. And so I know this says December 31st, but the thing is that it's a rolling deadline. And so you can apply at any time. Every month, they award 2 $1,000 grants. And if you don't get it, they actually encourage you to reapply, right? So there is no requirement to wait a certain amount of time since your last application. So this is a really interesting one that you can just keep applying until you get it. And so if you work out that groove of applying to this, it should really not be too hard. It's free to apply. You get, again, $1,000 for, in my estimation, fairly simple, money to get. And so, again, it applies to any number of disciplines. It's free to apply to. You really can't lose with this one. So this is a really easy entry point grant. So definitely check this out. And that is the Red Bull Arts Micro Grant. And there you have it. So those are the main deadlines that we're dealing with this round. And that was a lot, but it is we're nearing the end of the year, so you're gonna get a lot of deadlines because it's a lot of people's grant cycles are running, or are coming to a close. So definitely check these out. If you haven't already, go ahead and sign up for a newsletter. That was not all the opportunities even. But even then, if you wanted to get a jump on opportunities in January, we have some of those. It behooves you to sign up for our newsletter and to check out the opportunity board. And as always, if you've never applied to an opportunity, well, we have you covered. I'm going to show you our downloadable toolkits. And so that way, if you've never applied, well, we have you covered. So on our website, we have downloadable toolkits where you can get into grant proposal writing, project budgeting. Even if you've never written an artist statement or a bio, definitely check these out. We also have a goal setting tools for creatives toolkit. So again, if you've never done these sorts of things before, we have you covered. And if you are more of an audio visual learner, well, we have the grant proposal writing on video. We recorded it live, which seems like a year ago, right? But it was actually not too long ago when we recorded this. But again, if you're more into kind of the conversational form of learning, this is your best bet. And the same thing with our project pivoting in uncertain times, which essentially is an updated, or rather like a different angle for the project budgeting toolkit. So again, check that out. If you need experience, or if you've never applied to a grant, or if you have and you're looking for a new way to think about your grant applications, check these out. And so there you have it. Hopefully that showed up, but there you have it. Toolkits, workshop videos, we have you covered. Opportunities, we got that. And again, good luck with everything. Good luck with these applications. Good luck with finding the opportunities, and I hope you get those opportunities. If you ever do get those opportunities, let us know. We'll be happy to shout you out. We'll be happy to, again, sing of your praise you and your journey. So let us know if you get any of these opportunities that you found out here on the Resource Roundup, or the Opportunity Board, or the Resource Newsletter. So that's it. That was the Resource Roundup with me, Reyes. Again, don't forget to check out our podcast. Don't forget to check out our website. Download our toolkits. Watch our videos. You're going to learn something. You're going to learn a new way to do something. So there it is, right there. All right, so stay safe, stay well. If you have a little vacation, if you get some days off, I hope they go really well. So again, thanks everyone. Have a good week.